City builders, I have been called out, and honestly, I deserve it. This city, yes, the same one from our Avoiding Bankruptcy and Transit Mastery series, has a serious problem. And no, it's not the budget this time. It's downright disappointment of a connection from downtown to our main industrial area. One viewer pointed out that my bridge looks like it was designed by a very ambitious, yet extremely confused intern. And after taking one quick look at it, yeah, they were right. This one is rough. So today we're fixing it. The bridge, gone. The pointy spaghetti roads, bulldozed. The train tracks, reworked. We're terraforming, rebuilding, and even giving the nearby neighborhood a much-needed glow-up, including a brand new Eastern European post office, because why not? Oh, and since we're in the area, we're creating a historical castle park too. Because if you're fixing mistakes, we might as well make the corrections look really good, right? Buckle up. This one is going to be one awesome redesign. And hey, if you appreciate a creator who listens to feedback, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Did I redeem myself? Or do I need another intervention? Let's get to work. All right, so first let's remove this bridge and some of this ramp up here, as well as these guys, these wonderful culprits that got me called out. I mean, they are pretty, yeah. No, look at this. Look at this. What a joke. All right, so let's get all this out of here. We're going to get rid of these train tracks too, because we're going to clean these up, move them to the side so that we can properly approach them and pass over. So let's get started. All right, now that that's all gone, let's go ahead and get some terraforming in, because this land could use a little bit of love, and that will help us with our bridge as well. So there's going to be two spots that I'm going to focus on, and that's going to be getting a bridge spot or a landform spot to here, just about here, so that we can come off and then go this way. In addition, I'm going to put a land build up over here so that it's not just a concrete block holding up the support up there. So we'll go ahead and get that going. Also, I'm going to sink this just a little bit more. Look at those people floating in air because we haven't unpaused it. All right, I'm going to sink this just a little bit more than it already is. This goes in increments of 3 when you do feet. So I'm going to go 42, which would be 14. So 15 would be 45. And you know what? The middle track is the only one that's connected. The rest of these could technically come through on the front side. And let's get rid of this. I had some flooding, I think, when I built this train station, so I created this little retention pond just in case for stormwater, but you know, that isn't a thing in this game right now. All right, and then I want to get past this so that I can make sure that our bridge is good and that I don't have to deal with any tracks yet that would be getting in the way. And then don't worry, I'm going to smooth this all out. So let's talk about, we're going to go from here to there. All right, and then we're going to go from basically here to there. That should smooth out where we fork off. Perfect, we've got that. Now let's build our little build-up over here, which it doesn't have to be completely the same height, but I'm just gonna put a little, oops, there we go. Because that's pretty steep if you ask me. Although, I mean, that's not too bad. What was that? 93 to 70, so it's 20 feet that it's got to go. So let's do some more math. So all divisible by 3, so that's 30. Let's go 29. There you go. That's a more reasonable approach, in my opinion. If I do, gosh darn it. Click on the right tool. All right, there we go. There. Why is that going away? Look at that. Not bad. Smooth all that out. And now with that, we should be good to at least get the initial part of our bridge across. I'm going to use the 4-lane highway on this one just because it enables and encourages traffic flow, and we're not going to do any zoning against this either. So that's our original bridge. I kind of looped this way because I want to go ahead. I need 20 feet or 26 feet. So I'm going to go 30 feet for the maximum difference here. So I just wanted to bring that over. So this is 45. That's 93. So we're looking at, that's another 45 feet, which we could look to bring it down. Right about there. Then it's a little bit more reasonable. So we're gonna come off, boom. And then at least we have a target. All right, so we're gonna slope up and slope down and curve and cross. So to make it more realistic, what you need to do when you're starting another continuous curve tool, which you really should use in this case, you want to start it at 180 degrees. Right, so we've got that. Now let's get our tracks in because this is going to be our bridge. Look at the height on that. That's a pretty nice approach. Now we got to make sure we get these right, but that's a different story. All right, let's go over to rail quick and get that in. We got train service. We're going to have 2, which we smoothed you out. Let's get those on. And it looks like we might have to tear down this bridge. Just for now. We'll rebuild it. We'll rebuild it because we're going to build up some of this neighborhood back here and make it more user-friendly, walkable, you name it. Let's just make sure our terrain is okay. Now, if you saw my other train video, you need at least about 200 yards for a good crossover. Okay, so there's that. Perfect. Look at that. We got a wall on there. That's exactly what I wanted to see. And so now we have 2 sets of tracks over there, all set. Let's go ahead and adjust our passenger line. Get the waypoint set in there. So now there'll be trains that will queue and wait right there. So perfect. Transit lines are set. We don't need one here because I don't intend on ever putting a transit line going up this road and out the city, going from there. Since this one already is incorporated on this side. If we do add any other transit or rail that will go over there, we'll add one to this train station side because this is enough of a runway to be able to queue trains if needed. But I think at this point, unless we build another little satellite city out there, we don't need anything. So, all right. So now we have our rail set. This is going to be established. This looks good already. Could probably smooth that out. We'll clean that up when we go through. But we've got our things. Now we got to actually connect our bridge and our road. So let's go ahead and do that with our tool. I'm gonna ramp this up with some of the terrain. And flip the direction. Well, aren't you silly, huh? Alright. Why are you being rude? Alright. I tell ya. That's better. Perfect. And we're veering right, and we're veering right. We're good there. No left turns. Perfect. All right, we've got that settled. Oh no, what did you do? I tell ya. It was this guy. Let's see, which one did it? They were so nice. All right, let's go. Let's make a bigger landing for him. All right, fix the slope. Fix the slope. Perfect. All right, let's try this again. Oh, that's weird. Silly. All right, how long of a stretch is that? Perfect. We'll try it again. All right, now that we got our tracks in there. All right, there's no funny business under here right now as of yet. All right, that's better. Now let's get rid of this left turn. Good. Better. Perfect. And it splits nicely. Good. All right, so we've got our road down now. We have our train tracks laid and set. We can go ahead and we need to build some pedestrian access from this side of the river to over here so that I can come down and go to the train station, to a bus stop, walk down here. People might want to just walk to work. I don't want them walking on the side of the highway. So let's go ahead and clean that baby up. And add one, because we'll have to add a little bit of, I want it just to go right next to this. Perfect. And I might actually, what I'll actually do is I'll probably come across with the pedestrian bridge to this side here. Do I have room next to the train station? I don't. It's zoned right up against it. So I'll just make this pedestrian crossing go from here, which that means I will need to sync it to the same level as this one. All right, now there are no fun and architectural bridges for any of these highways vanilla, so we're gonna just have to keep it as is, sadly. But there are some fun bridges here, in this case, for the pedestrian crossing, which I'm gonna turn all snapping off, turn off the height adjustment stuff. Perfect. And so now we have a nice suspension bridge coming across. Didn't screw up any of the zoning, at least just yet. Perfect. And then for this guy, I will probably create just a small arched bridge going across and sloping down. Perfect. Now we have a target. Nice gentle slope. I mean, it's walkable 11%. I feel like we've all walked up bigger hills before. Look at that. Nice. We still got all these cars and people floating. All right, so now we've got our pedestrian bridge on that side. Perfect. All right, so now that's set when it comes to pedestrian access. So we have pedestrian access there, pedestrian access here. The only thing now left from a pedestrian access perspective would be this guy, which we can go ahead and build a bridge. So the reason this was being complicated before was because of the size of it, because there's a hill. So there wasn't enough clearance for it. But now we should be good. And we can switch. Perfect. And then there's this nice curve going across. And the reason that this is here is because there's a park area with some docks out there that you can go fishing on possibly. And then there's just some little residential areas here. So that's what this is for. It's a recreational path. Okay. All right, now we can do some clean up the landscape, and then I think this bridge is set. Look at all them racing over, so let's get this going there. We are set. Since this isn't really a country highway, this is more of a direct movement from our couplets throughout the main part of the city to our industrial area and some office area, as well as city service pieces. So let's go ahead and illuminate this new highway that we made, especially since we can't make it even more pretty with a bridge in vanilla. Let's add some street lights. and then we'll be good. All right. And I do appreciate that they are purposely slowing down, which is great. Look at this, we already have some of our first crossers on here. This guy with his 16 dogs. Ooh. Look at this. Smoother, cleaner. Slight hill, some, I wouldn't say directly sharp curves, but purposeful curves. All right, so now let's go ahead and move on to this park, actually. I want to make this Castle Ruins has something going on. I mean, nobody goes to it. You can't get there. It's just on the map, but I think it's pretty cool looking. So let's make it intentional and purposeful. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this again because we gotta do a little bit of cleaning up of the landscape. We need to make a landing pad for a parking lot, in my opinion, so people can come here. And then we can beautify the space. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an access point that's only right turns. So you can only access this area from the industrial area and then go into the residential commercial office space. Before I even forget, I'm getting rid of the left turns and the left turns, so there's no crossing over. You're literally just going in and coming off. And with that, it might even make sense to I can add a node. Add a node. For a turn lane. So asymmetrical, 5 lanes. There. Now we got a turn lane. And we got a... oh, don't want another turn lane. We're good. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and add our parking lot so that people can go here and hang out, go visit the park. Which one would be good? Small parking lot just seems artificial with that fence. Modest parking lot seems to be reasonable. I'll put it here. So I'm going to smooth this out. The backside. Perfect. I want to do that so I can create a pedestrian path without conflicts. Perfect, that's pretty level. Come out here, see the train tracks, get to see the wonderful ships coming in. You just get to enjoy the environment, right? There's probably a reason that this is here and it's broken down. Let's create a little playground for people to hang out and picnic at. Turn off roadside snapping because these parks are pretty decent for that. That's one thing about these new little pocket parks that they're spectacular for. Maybe we won't have enough clearance for a playground over here. And I don't want to put it off to the beginning. Yeah, it's not going to be there. So we'll just go with this little picnic area here where people can just hang out and lounge. And with that, let's go ahead and do some landscaping and detailing to clean this up and make it look real nice. So this is a fun little, since it's kind of out here, there's really no water or sewer. I like to say that I am building a outhouse or a bathroom for these further out areas. Kind of like a wayside if you've ever been in rural Wisconsin. We'll go with that. No, I don't like that this is green. All right, that's a different color. There we go. Perfect. And we can go ahead and add some garbage cans. Then I want to say this area is good. Now up here, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I will add a residential waste basket for like the garbage truck to come and pick up. One for garbage, and we'll say one is for recycling. Perfect. Now we've got that. We can add a few more trees. I don't want to block the view, because when you think about this little area, you still got a pretty decent view no matter what. So let's add a few more trees to this, and then we'll call this good. After some trees and landscape. So now we've got our little park done. All right, now that that's set, let's go ahead and let's clean up our neighborhood now. So as you can tell, this parking area was put together before the detailer's patch, where they included all of the road parking lots and roadside parking. So it was kind of a hodgepodge, right? When you think about it, same here. Pedestrian access to them, but still. And this post office just doesn't fit the neighborhood when you think about it. Like, this is just a giant flat office building, it looks like, and it even has a little warehouse across the street. Like, kind of weird. I really like the Eastern European post office, so we're gonna go ahead and put that in. Clean up this, get rid of some of the parking lots, make this more accessible, and add in a street side parking. We're gonna blow out all of this mixed use residential and go with something a little bit higher in height to kind of fit the vibe in this neighborhood. So let's go. You know what? And we also don't need these roundabouts either. I think we can control the turns correctly and manage the interchange. Change these zones up too. Let's get some density in here. All right, so we've got our infrastructure laid here for the parking lot and the pedestrian walkways. Now let's actually get to zoning. So in here, I want to get some... I don't have any Chinese yet, but I just want to get a couple high density office buildings. In this case, we don't need anything too tall or too fancy. And then I want to just go with some basic North American mixed use. And then some Japanese mixed use in there, because those are really nice. I like those. And then we can do one UK inspired medium density right next to it. And then for these little pieces here, I'm going to use the wonderful pocket parks. Good. All right, we got all these different textures to play with as well. Oh, and we head over here. We have a giant break in our building lineup because we got rid of a warehouse on a main street. Like, really? Here, I'm going to put in a UK high density right here on the corner. Nothing too tall, nothing too crazy, because that's Myrtle Street. That should fit in there nicely. I'm going to do a commercial building on the back side. Let's get rid of that. Okay, and then we have some of these mixed use North America. Yep. Add a couple more on there to make that go straight across. All right. Now in here, I wish you could pick like the type. Do I want medium zoning? Do you want anything else like that? Or like mixed use? Like I wish you could filter that down here, default, but whatever. French, modern, Japanese, North American, mixed use. Actually, in here, I'm going to put one of those default parking lots that they had in here. A long one. Long, not wide, long. Let's see, what do I blow out? I blow out 3 houses. What do we got? What's that look like? Oh, this might actually fit in here nicely. I'm going to put it right in the middle so that there's a nice little parking right off of the main street. And then I'm going to get rid of the parking on the street. Snap to zone. Do it this way, and then I can add a park. I'll pick every other park except for the one I want. Perfect. That looks nice. All right, so with that, let's let it build and then we can go and play with some textures. What do we got here? All right, those are coming in nice. Let's get rid of stoplights. Let's get rid of all of our left turns because I don't love left turns. Get rid of our crosswalks here because we have a crosswalk in the middle. Perfect. And we can... Oh, all these people are running away probably to the train station because I made them homeless. Yep. Oh, that's a bummer. Now it seems like everything has built in, so we're good here. Now we gotta fill in all the weird little odd gaps that exist. So we have our parks all set. Now let's clean up some of these textures as well. Look at that. This guy just came in and he's already complaining about beverages, man. That's the one thing I don't know what happened with an update recently, but it seems like nobody can ever get enough beverages. And just like that, our disaster zone has been transformed. The bridge, no longer an engineering nightmare. The roads, finally making sense. The train tracks, smooth as butter. And let's not forget the upgraded neighborhood and our fancy new post office, because even the mail deserves a glow up. But don't just take my word for it. Let's take a quick tour of what we built today. If you enjoyed this redesign, or just like watching me struggle through my own mistakes, Make sure to zone this channel to higher density by dropping a like and subscribing. And of course, let me know in the comments, did I fix it? Or do I need another intervention? I'm ready for round 2 if necessary. Create cities and control chaos, and maybe next time I'll double check my bridges before a viewer has to call me out. Thanks again for the feedback though. Also, thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate you all, and I'll see you next time, City Builders.